Hey there, everybody. Afternoon conscious coffee without the coffee, drinking water. I feel like shit today. I'm just going to tell you guys, I do. I totally feel like shit. It kind of came on yesterday, and I am all like, I just woke up all clogged up and sinuses and congested, and it's just not good. It's just not good. And I'll see what I do tomorrow because I'm supposed to have like this massive amount of appointments tomorrow and all this stuff going on, and I feel like crap. So hopefully I can come through this. Hey, afternoon, Brad. I did want to pop on here. There's my reason for it. Like, I feel like shit. I'm all clogged up, so excuse my like nasal sounding that I normally don't have and everything, because it just is what it is. And sometimes with the weather changes and all the travel and stuff, I guess I just kind of caught something. I've been blowing and going. I always look at getting sick or having like these little bugs, especially like a cold. I can almost feel it coming on because I know that I just push, and sometimes I need to just take a moment to just chill the fuck out and have some downtime, which I don't do a really good job at, but hey, afternoon medicine. But yeah, so I'm just looking at this cold, so that's what it is here to tell me to chill the fuck out for a little bit, to give myself a little bit of TLC. And as I was running around today and thinking about different stuff, I was like, oh my God, Winter Wonderlust in Dallas is coming up, on the 7th of December. And I haven't even made a formal announcement of it, which is just not like me. This is one of my favorite workshops of the year. It is the winterized version of our summer orgasm camp, and Addison and I will be co-teaching this beautiful, beautiful workshop on female sexuality, on female orgasm, and on some tantric touches and all that different kind of stuff. You'll get to see some of the little magic show that you might have heard about and all that good stuff. Class is already filling up. We are probably a third of the way full, and I haven't even made an announcement. So yes, woot woot to that. We have class a third of the way full without even announcing the bugger yet. So I'm really, really excited about it. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to hop on because there's a lot of people that follow me that are not in the Dallas area. And multiple things here. Number one, if you're in Florida, I know I got a lot of Florida followers. So I'm going to say, hey, you Florida peeps out there, if you want Orgasm Camp, Winter Wonderlust brought to your neck of the woods, it can be yours. It can be yours. Contact me. Reach out to me. Let's get something set up in Florida. I would love, maybe it's just because I just got back from Florida, but actually I've been there quite a few times, and it's just, the people are beautiful. The area is really cool and everything. So I would love to bring Orgasm Camp there. I'm also working with Nikki Lundberg out of Las Vegas, Nevada, where one of my best buddies, whose birthday is on Monday, haven't forgotten about you, Mike, is at, and Nikki and I are talking about doing something there as well to bring something like Orgasm Camp in. So look for some stuff coming out about that. And of course, all you Dallas, Fort Worth people and Oklahoma people who come down to see us, and even people from Louisiana. I know we get some California peeps that fly in every now and then. That's always cool to see some of my fellow Californians come in to class and stuff. The class is December 7th. Look in the comment section for details on that and get your butts registered ASAP, because like I said, it is filling up. We're already a third full. We do have limited space. And this will be the last class of this year on this topic. It might be the last actual local class of this year, I think, outside of some online stuff and maybe some satsangs, puja, something like that. But this particular orgasm camp will not come back around until August of 2020. So definitely get your butt in a seat ASAP on that. So today's topic is, why are you having such shit for sex? Right? And I was talking to, it's kind of brought on by multiple people. So if you're watching this live or on a replay, I might beep back my bus right over you, and I am so sorry, not sorry at all, but thank you for the content. And the whole thing of, like, I want to have good sex. I want bigger, better sex. I want bigger orgasms. I want more sex. I want. I hear this so much. I mean, I'm a sex and relationship coach, right? Like, who would think that I would hear about how much people want more sex and how they think that sex is going to solve these problems. Like, I have so many people that actually genuinely believe that if they just have more sex, that the rest of their problems, guys, this is really at you, and that the most of their problems are just going to go away. Like, you can fix your intimacy issues, your communication issues, your financial struggles, your shitty financial ability to do things, or your lack of presence by just having more sex. And a lot of the shit sex that couples have and that people have is because they're not being present. They're not actually communicating. They're having sex with somebody, but they don't even know anything about that other person and what their likes are, what their dislikes are, what their triggers are, how to please them. Nikki and I, we tried to do a talk yesterday. It kind of blew up in our face. But the topic was the importance of going down in your relationship, how important it is to actually go down on your partner. I'm not going to get into it a lot here, but I can tell you what, it's fucking important as hell. Because you know what oral sex is? Oral sex is about total acceptance. That's what oral sex is about. We accept our partner fully in that moment. Uh-oh, here comes the little ones. All right. So, we accept our partner fully. Can you please take them inside and play a game with them so I can finish my live stream?
I'm trying to see what.
Please. Hey boys, how about you guys go play upstairs? Go on the PS4. Please.
You want to go next door?
You want to go pick on Zach? He's next door.
Yes.
You guys can go do VR. Thank you.
You flicking me out.
Oh, I know. Okay. Okay, sorry. Interruption by children, but, topic was not necessarily one that I wanted to really vocalize here with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old around. So, off to the VR they go at Big Brother's house. That's a really awesome thing about having my kids, where we share fence line and stuff. It is. I never thought that I would be the mom that would have her kids and her grandchildren literally on the same fence line, but it's a really cool thing. It really is. It really is. I feel very blessed to have that. So, anyway, as I was saying, oral sex is all about acceptance. It's all about acceptance. We really, truly accept our partners when we go down on them. I mean, like, think about it. A lot of the times, oral sex, I know it with teenagers and stuff, when I talk to youth and when I'm talking even to people in their 20s and even early 30s, often, oral sex is not really considered sex, because they're like, well, it's not penis and vagina, there's no penetration going on. It's just the mouth and the genitals. It's not that intimate. And in reality, oral sex is even more intimate than what actual sex can be sometimes, because this is like everything that we put out to the world, how we express ourselves, how we really truly connect with communication lips, the sensitivity of our faces, how we really want to be seen, mixed with the pleasure center and a very vulnerable space, a very intimate space where we hold a lot of shame around being our genitals, these two areas actually coming together. And the intimacy and the vulnerability that happens in oral sex is so deep if you have the presence and the allowance for it. Otherwise, it can just be friction-based, right? Much like anything else. Hey, what are you saying, Addison? So very true, and you can tell when people aren't accepting of themselves or their partners with oral sex. Yeah, it's true, it's like, do you find sex dirty? Well, you're going to figure it out really quick. I dated a man, and he told me that I couldn't go down on him. And I actually love to get blowjobs, FYI. Don't go making any propositions to me here. I'm not giving out blowjobs. But, I love giving blowjobs when I'm into my dude. And it's just one of those things. And I was really into this guy. We dated for like 18 months, and I went like 18 months not giving him a blowjob. And it was one of those things where I was just like, why won't you let me? Now, he didn't have a problem going down on me, but he had a problem with me going down on him. And there was a lot of sexual shame that he was dealing with. And as I got more and more into the relationship, more and more knowing him, I realized that he didn't accept himself. So he was very cautious about allowing me to accept him in that way. And he was like, no, that does not happen. This is not this thing. And I always thought, that's so weird. Like, how did I ever find a guy that doesn't like blowjobs? But they're out there. They're out there. It is really, truly an acceptance thing. And then, with us women, we get shamed a lot about our vaginas, about the vulva and everything. We worry about, our cycles, about different lubricants that are coming out, everything that we have going on, from smells and tastes to the looks. We have a lot of shame, a lot of bad imagery around our body, and especially around that part of our body. So we have a lot of self-love issues when it comes to that. And when a guy doesn't go down on us, we just kind of assume, we're like, okay, well, of course he's not, because I'm like gross down there. That's just not cool. Like, I don't even want to look there. I don't want to touch there. Like, I wouldn't go down there. But is that true? Is that true? If a lot of guys just have had some bad experiences or don't know what the fuck they're doing. And there's nothing worse than not knowing what you're doing. And simple little trick here, whether you are a guy or a girl going down on your partner, no matter what the sex of your partner is, the biggest tip that I could give you for like sexual skills is love what you're doing. Like, get into it, enjoy it, be playful. The more you're into it, the more you're enjoying it, the more playful you are, the more aroused you are by it, the better you are doing. It's not about some fancy skill set on anything. Yeah, sure, you don't want to completely miss the spots, okay? You don't want to like be playing with the navel when you're actually going after the clit, because that's like completely different zones on the map here. But if you know at least where things are, and if you do some inquiry and play around, you can actually get really good at it. And it really is about your enjoyment of doing it. Because if you're just doing it and you're just doing like what I call, especially with us ladies, the postage stamp, like that, oh, you're good now? That ain't gonna happen. And think about it. Like, if we flip this to the guy, if a woman just went, okay, here's an erect cock, you're good now? That's crazy, isn't it? That's sheer craziness. Like, that's just not going to work. No, any man would go, no, I'm not good. Like, let's get some other stuff going on. But that's what a lot of times happens for women. A lot of times women forget to not use their teeth when they're going down on a guy. So, you know, there's all that. Why, though? Why? All of this, like, yeah, sure, there's that skill. But why is so much sex shit? Ultimately, why is our sex shit? 80, 90% of the time, sometimes 100% of the time. I know I talk to a lot of people that are like, man, I've never had good sex, or I've only had it once, or I've only had a handful of times. I've never had it with my partner, you know? I was like, so why are you with a dude or a woman that your sex sucks? Well, we're really great friends. And here you are, unhappy. Here you are unhappy because this is a vital piece of your relationship. This is a vital piece of your foundation to intimacy, to connection, to communication, to living a life together. And if this is a shit piece, then you've got some shaky ground in your foundation. And you know what they say about shaky ground, like, right? Don't build your house on it. Well, we do tend to build our houses on this shaky ground. We think that sex isn't that important. That's number one reason, actually, why our sex sucks. Because we don't give it the value that it actually deserves. Sex is a foundational tool in our relationships. And when we're having shit sex, when we can't communicate, when we don't feel safe, when we can't really drop down, when a man doesn't know how to lead a woman, when a woman doesn't know how to soften into her feminine and allow her man to lead or speak her truth, her needs, her desires, it makes the shit sex that we're talking about, okay? If we're not able to actually have an open-hearted conversation, talk desires, talk about fantasies, talk about boundaries. A lot of people go, oh no, I'm good with my boundaries. My boundaries are great. Or, I don't have any boundaries. That's not good. No, not having boundaries is not good. And are you sure that your boundaries are good? Well, what the heck is a good boundary, right? A good boundary is one that you feel safe. You feel you can trust your partner. A good boundary is one that you've definitely spoken. One that you also realize might waver a little bit depending on your mood, depending on the time frame of your life, depending on what is going on in your life. A whole bunch of different things. Also depending on the person that you're with, right? Boundaries move. Right? It's about knowing yourself. The best sex happens when two people that really know how to embody themselves, who really know themselves, who really love themselves, can get into themselves, can speak what they need, can speak what they desire, come together and are, wait for it, playful. Playful and present. When they are playful and present, then amazing sex happens. Amazing sex. But it comes from that. Doesn't come from swinging from the chandeliers or going in wheelbarrow fashion, you know, and turning your woman into a pretzel, or the guy being so big, or the woman being so tight, or what size breasts are, or what body shapes, or any of that stuff. None of that matters. None of that matters. Are you playful? Are you inquisitive? Are you present? And do you love what you're doing? That's it. Those are the big, big secrets to good sex. And I can guarantee you that if you're having shit sex, which I'm betting that a lot of people who follow me are, or you just don't want to talk about it, you don't want to admit it to yourselves, but if you're in my office, you might need a tissue right now. You'd be like, oh my God, I'm having such horrible sex, Kendal. This is horrible. But no, if you really get truthful with yourself, if you really admit about the sex that you're having, look at what you're missing. You're missing actual communication, because over and over again, I will ask people, I'll say, did you communicate that to your partner? And they'll say, oh, I could never. Really? You let him fuck you, but you can't communicate what you need? You'll let him stick wherever, but you won't communicate what you need? Really? You'll let her just do this or that, but you won't communicate what you need? Communication. Number one principle is communication. But you can't communicate if you don't know about yourself. So if you don't know who you are and what you enjoy, and if you haven't explored yourself and feel good in your own skin, how are you ever going to communicate anything to somebody else? You've got to first off embody yourself. And then playful, like, come on, get playful, get creative, be a little kid in the bedroom. The bedroom, sex, is the adult playground. It is the sandbox for us adults. And we get to have all these cool things go on in our sandbox. And we get to do different things, and we get to build different kinds of orgasms and different kinds of experiences. But we got to have the creativity to do it. And I see so many adults that are just boring as fuck. I mean, just boring. Absolutely. I sit there and I go, what the hell? Like, oh man, how can you be that boring? There's your problem. Like, you can't be this boring. Let's be creative. Let's romance. Let's play. Let's enjoy ourselves. It's sex. It feels good, right? If you're doing it right, if you're wanting to do it, then it feels good. If you're enjoying it, it feels good. If you're playful, it feels good. If you allow yourself to sink into who you are and enjoy the moment, it feels good. Play. But you know what play requires? Outside of creativity, play requires presence. Play requires presence. And presence requires inquiry. It requires us to actually want to know another human being, to actually want to know what their likes or dislikes are, not just assume that they are like the last person or 10 that we've experienced. No, or not to assume that just because it's not being spoken, or because they're going, oh, that it's good. Really? Because you know what? This and this can fake somebody out. What about what they really want? What about the rest of the body? Do you even know what turn on looks like? Do you know what turn on looks like? I would love to hear, like, anybody who's catching this on replay or live, like, don't blow your whole wad on what turn on looks like, but seriously, just, like, pop off, like, what do you think turn on looks like on a female body? How do you know that your woman's getting turned on? How do you know that your woman's had an orgasm? How? Tell me that. If you don't feel safe telling me that on a Facebook chat conversation here, then go ahead and just Facebook me private or something, or email or text it. But seriously, like, how do you know? That requires inquiry. That requires presence. Good sex also requires inquiry, which goes back to communication, right? And requires your presence. If you're off thinking about work, or thinking about somebody else that you wish was in bed with you, or you got, some fantasy movie star or some porn going off in your head, and you're trying to act it out in your head, and you're not really right here with your partner. You're not being present. There is no consciousness going on. It is just movement, and all the sex and the orgasm that you're actually generating is coming from up here, not from the actual connection to the other human being that you are being intimate with in that moment. So, There you go. My battery's about ready to run dead. But presence, communication, inquiry, play. These are the fundamentals. These are the things that you need to look at. So I ask you today, how much do you really know about your sex? Also known as, how much do you really know about you in sex, during sex, before and after sex? How much of that do you actually communicate with your partner? And why are you holding back? Where's the challenge coming from? You know, like, face that fucking shame and guilt and fear, and the fear of hurting their ego or what have you, or a confrontation, or being told, no, I don't like that, or no, I would not do that, and actually have the difficult conversation around your sex life to try to improve. That means so much to you. Start with admitting that your fucking sex life needs to be a priority, that it actually needs some love and attention, that it needs some time spent on it. Because without that peace in your relationship, you have now built your house, also known as your relationship, on shifting sand. And we all know how that ends. We all do. And you can say, no. That's not true. That's not biblical. That's not blah, 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 blah. And I beg to differ. I will challenge you on it every single time. 50% of marriages or more are sexless. And the divorce rate is how high? Like close to 80%. And guess how many people are sleeping around on their partners? What's a fair rate? Really high. Really, really high. And how many people are happy just because they've been together for 20 years, 30 years? That's not success. Happiness is success. Or do you still love your partner? Are you still turned on to your partner? Can you be turned on to the person that you're getting with? Can you? Ask yourself that. And it all comes back to you knowing you. So for all your local peeps, make sure that you get your butts to Wonderlist. Link is in the comments section. We do have 2/3 of the seats still to go. Damn it. I haven't even promoted it, and it's filling up on me. I hate that. I love that. No, it's a wonderful class. Get your butt into it if you're local. If you are in the Florida area, or if you're in the Vegas area, or in California, those are my 3 destinations right now, or Washington, because I just met a really cool sex coach up in Washington. So up in the Seattle area. I'm looking for people in Seattle, people in Vegas, people in Florida who wants to bring Orgasm Camp that direction. So make sure that you message me if you have any, if you are interested in helping me promote that there and get the class there. And if you are in Dallas, get your butt into class. If you want to learn how to embody yourself so that you can have a fucking amazing sex life, and which you do deserve, message me. Let's get together. Let's connect. Let me help guide you into releasing all that shame, all that blockage, all that crap, and let's get you embodied, turned on, and the powerful you that you can be, not just in the bedroom, but in life, in every aspect of life. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. As always, stop existing, start living, and have a fucking amazing sex life.